What is going on, guys? Hope you guys are doing well. I'm back on Battlefield 1 today after taking a bit of lapse from making content on this game. Been really busy with Battlefield 5 and all the reveal in regards to that game, but want to get back onto Battlefield 1, try out some of the pre-order weapons that you get for pre-ordering Battlefield 5. But before I get into that, I want to quickly show you guys how to do this, as I was having just a little bit of problems seeing these weapons show up into my game. So what you're going to want to do, of course, is go to your home screen menu on BF1, go over to the left tab, and we see Battlefield 5. You're going to go there, and that's where you'll be able to pre-order Battlefield 5, where you can either do the Deluxe Edition or the Standard Edition. Both of these have the 5 new pre-order weapons in there, but just be aware that they do have other different content in them, so be sure to read the list of the different content between those that you might want in the future Battlefield 5 game. But after you make your choice, then you'll download that. Now this is where I was wondering where it was going to show up at, so I was a little bit confused. I went over to the store eventually and typed in Enlister, and I ended up seeing the 5 new pre-order weapons there, but it was under pending. So I went to go into my download menu, went to where the queue part is at, and there was a lot of downloads I was doing. I always end up downloading like the free games for Xbox Gold, and so there was a lot of stuff even for Battlefield 5 that was downloading with me pre-ordering it. So that's, I think, the reason why some people was having a hard time seeing it show up after like an hour's worth of time or whatever. It was because you have probably other games downloading, and you may even want to double check and make sure that you even have enough space, even though it's very small. But if you've maxed out all your hard drive space, you're not going to have any room for it. So go double check your queue, and what I did was just exit out some of it, and then I saw the pre-order weapons download instantly, and then I could go right into my game, and there it was. So hopefully that helps you guys out. But I'm rocking the new Fedorov Degtyaryov, however you say it, variant. Wanted to try this weapon out the most, I think, out of all of those 5 pre-order weapons, just because I am a pretty big fan of the Fedorov. Just usually a rifle that I will primarily stick with the medic class. So wanted to equip that. This was my first game using the weapon, and just to pull up some of the stats here, it seems like it's just a trade-off really between the standard variant, where you're just trading off the hip fire to the stability. And to be honest with you, just off of my first initial impression, I've only played 2 games with it so far, but that stability is definitely worth the trade-off over the hip fire, because I don't hip fire all too much with the Fedorov. But the Fedorov to me has felt a bit of a sketchy weapon. Watching my bullets deviate from my intended target, it can be a bit frustrating. So seeing the increased stability for this new weapon variant, from my first initial impressions, I feel like that's sufficient enough to really make this weapon pretty solid. So definitely pretty hyped to experience these final weapons showing up in our last monthly update. So that's been pretty pleasing, to say the least. Now, no news yet on some of those other weapon variants or new weapons that showed up on the CTE. I think one of them is the Colt Revolver that we haven't seen yet, but I would hold out, as we still have one more monthly update showing up here in June, where we should hopefully see those weapons alongside the new Shock Operations game mode. So be on the lookout for that final monthly update if it shows up, which could possibly happen before EA Play. So if that's the case, we could be seeing this stuff show up for us next week. I don't know if DICE is going to do that, but I mean, they kind of did that with our May update, giving us the Annihilator early in May. So I don't really know, but yeah, be on the lookout for all that stuff that's going to show up here, coming up here in the month of June. But back onto the battlefield, got the medic class equipped with the new Fedorov variant. Flanking over here towards the side, these guys are not going to have a clue that I'm here. Unfortunately, I wish I could have stayed here a little bit longer, but I'm going to have a medic class throughout all the smoke pick me off here. Not quite that soon, as I'm going to go on a little bit of tear here. Again, this is what I was making mention of, that stability is really, I think, the difference to making this weapon pretty solid, as that was always kind of my complaint a little bit. You just find the weapon just at times, I don't know, it had to have been the stability, because you just see your bullets just deviate from where you're trying to shoot at, and it was just pretty frustrating. But it was always a weapon I still equipped over everything else, just because I liked, that rate of fire. I liked, the ability to handle enemy players at close range, and that was always kind of my approach with this weapon, coming from, you know, a assault class player. That's my normal type of, you know, player class that I use. So this kind of adapted me and slowly brought me into the medic class a little bit easier than any of the other weapons, even though Sweeper was still pretty solid before this weapon even came out, when it was like named the Czar. But yeah, so definitely, again, pretty pleased with the weapon. The stats are, again, what I showed up there earlier, the same. I mean, there's not anything really new to it, just the stability, the rate of fire, you know, the bullets, the fire modes, everything's pretty much the same. It's just that trade-off between the stability and the hip fire. So again, more time playing with this weapon will help me determine if it's really as solid as what I've been experiencing in my first initial impressions, but I'm leaning on that's going to be the case. I don't think that I was just having like crazy games, because we're gonna have to climb up here from behind and, you know, try to get my teammates back into the game here. And I still did pretty decent with using this weapon. Will it beat out my machine pistol experimental that I've been playing with the assault class? Probably not. I think that is probably my most surprised and, I don't know, my favorite weapon out of the whole final monthly update weapons that have shown up. So not sure it's going to beat that, but I think this could compete with the Thompson, actually. We'll see, though. We'll have to play more with the Thompson and the new variant of Thompson that showed up as well, too. I've heard people talk about the iron sights and how it's easier to look down them than the other Thompson that came out in our monthly May update. So we'll see what happens from there when I try out more of these weapons. But it's just good to be back on Battlefield 1, having a little bit of a break with all the Battlefield 5 content that's been showing up here. Seeing if I can get my teammates back in order, as we're playing this new only urban maps game mode for what Battlefield 1 got out for us. So just an urbans map where we have maps like Imyums and Pre-State of Terror and, like, I think Ballroom Blitz and a couple other ones are on here. It's like a rotation of 5 maps. So that's pretty cool. I like that. As I've grown more into playing Battlefield 1, I enjoyed more of those closer combat maps. And this is a map, I think, just enough for this new Fedorov, or just any of the Fedorov variants in themselves. I think these are the type of maps that I think will favor a weapon like this pretty well, as going to somehow get away with that, get a headshot from there, get behind cover, get myself healed, drop some smoke, as this is what I always again do, and just wait here and watch someone just run right by me. So got my Slink and Inconspicuous perks equipped, but I got Reciprocity this time for the medic class. I was enjoying it a lot when I was using it during all of those affliction grinds and having the Reaper affliction equipped and all that just grind that it was. I'm so glad I'm done with that. But yeah, now because of that, and I don't know, just really enjoyed using the Reciprocity during those times playing with the Reaper affliction. So again, that helps increase your health when you're healing your teammates. And yeah, so I'll keep that equipped for probably the final parts of Battlefield 1, because yeah, I again don't play on the med class all too much. Just jump onto it every once in a while if I have to, if I feel like it would better suit me than using the assault class. So that's what I've been you know, primarily using the medic class for. But got an excuse to be on it today with the new weapon variants, and especially finding another one for the Fedorov is definitely pretty exciting now. Gonna somewhat get a couple shots onto that guy. Haven't seen too many long range interactions against enemy players that I've experienced yet, so we'll see how much I can handle from a little bit further range. About that range is what I'm looking at, so I'm kind of curious to see how well I'll do, especially against other medic rifles and some support classes as well too. So I'm sure I'm not gonna still win those battles, but it would be nice to do a little bit better than what I would normally be using, which is just the regular standard Fedorov or even the Sweeper. So those are usually, again, those go-to rifles for my medic class. Now, I'm not going to finish that kill up, and I'm going to give myself away, not get healed, and then going to get shot in the back trying to get behind cover. But let me know down in the comments below how you guys are feeling about this weapon if you've got a chance to try it out, or any of the other new weapon variants, whether it be from the 5 pre-order ones or from ones that came out during our May update. Would be, again, curious to hear you guys' thoughts as we've had more time to play out some of those weapons. Maybe your opinions have changed on them, and you know, your thoughts have differed from what your initial first impressions have been. So feel free to let me know that in the comments down below, how you guys have been feeling. Again, I think my top one still right now is the experimental, and this new weapon here is going to rival probably a Thompson Annihilator. I don't know, I just like the Thompson Annihilator. It's pretty cool. It's an assault weapon too, you know, another variant for the Automatico. And yeah, just like my assault weapons. So again, but we'll see what happens here again as I play with both these weapons more to see which one takes the top part. As of right now though, it seems like it always is the first one or the last one that you've experienced is the one that you kind of favor the most. So I think right now it's leaning a little bit to, you know, this new Fedorov variant, as I'm having a pretty good time. It's fun killing people from, you know, not right up close to them. Even though I've been trying to, you know, stretch the machine pistol variant, you know, to the max I can get it, it's still not anything close to a medic rifle. So, you know, having that little bit of engagement where you don't have to battle someone who's like 5 feet away from you, it's nice to say the least. But not going to be able to bring my teammates back into the game here, so that was a bit unfortunate. But the end round score is going to show something like a 40-7. I go like 40 plus kills, and I think like 7 deaths. So hey, not too bad. Having a game where my teammates were definitely struggling and just coming in, you know, almost midway through with a weapon I haven't even tried out before. So not too bad, to say the least, for the first game. But that is basically it for you guys today. Again, always appreciate you guys being here. I am Livin', and I'll catch you guys again later.